everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's Doug here, Doug Mr. Guy on Board Game Geek, Doug Herring on YouTube, as you know, also Doug's Digital Board on YouTube, where I'm playing a digital version of what you're seeing before you as well. And also, don't forget to join me on Twitch Live when I'm there, and I tweet that out, so join me on Twitter as well. Anyway, guys, we've been playing Tomb of Annihilation, the board game, which is the D&D board game version of the Tomb of Annihilation basically campaign that was published for D&D 5th edition, and we're playing the board game of that. I have the painted miniatures, and we've been like really getting into a heap of trouble with monsters. All we're trying to do is find some mushrooms, but we keep getting attacked. It's just crazy. Anyway, we're about to get started with our next next set of turns. I'm going to do at least one full turn for each character, and I think we're going to start with Ashara, the Aarakocra wizard, because Ashara is the only one that does not have a monster tied to her, I believe. Someone told me that Ashara might be a female. I want to check that out. They do have a backstory. I didn't read it, their backstories, but I think Ashara might actually be a female. Either way, he or she, powerful wizard, really helpful. And we're going to start. And that's this bird creature right here. This is their miniature. We're going to try, because the reason I want to do that is because the Velociraptors are controlled by our guy Dragonbait and our druid Kawasha. And if I activate one of those guys right now, then both those raptors are going to go. So we're going to be strategic about this and try and kill one of the raptors before that happens. So let's do that. Okay, so the first thing we get to do is we get to move. We get to take our action. So remember a sequence of play. We're going to be taking our hero actions first. We can move, attack, disable. We can take 2 of the following, right? We can move and perform one of the following. So we can also do a double move, but anyway, we're not going to do that. I think what we're going to do is we're going to now Ashara has a movement of 6. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Anyway, she could get down right here to the edge of this tile. The reason we're doing this is we're going to keep exploring. And then we're going to use Acid Splash. Attack up to 2 monsters within 1 tile. So this is within 1 tile. There's a Vegapygmy here. I think that's a Vegapygmy. Yes, and a Velociraptor here as well that already has a point of damage on it. So we could kill it if we succeed in our attack. The Acid Splash attack, by the way, it's really freaking cold here, guys. It's been very cold in Austin, and it's been giving everybody the sniffles. I mean, I seem to be so susceptible to those things these days, and I don't know why. It didn't used to be. Anyway, it's 8+, and if there are 2 monsters adjacent to each other, they take 1 damage. So attack up to 2 monsters, and they are adjacent to each other. So we're going to do that, and I need to hit with the Velociraptor. They have an AC of 15, so yeah, I need very low to hit rolls. So we'll start with the Vegapygmy, because we're likely to kill the Vegapygmy, even though the one I want to kill is the Velociraptor. But look, 17, so we definitely killed the Vegapygmy. It has been kaput, and that will kill this one, which was being controlled by Dragonbait. So we got quite a bit of experience piled up there. That is a good thing, because we can use that to avoid bad events. And then the next die that we roll is going to be on the Velociraptor. We rolled a 17 again, so we killed the Velociraptor as well. That is good. It is dead. And then again, now we're going to get 2 treasures for that, so I got to remember to do that. But this one is dead as well. So we killed 2 of the beasts thanks to the Mighty Wizard. That was very effective. And the Mighty Wizard is going to get 2 treasures. So let's get the treasure deck out. We'll cut it, and we'll see what we get. The first one we get is Rasnisi's Flame Tongue Greatsword. Not really helpful for our wizard, but we can pass that off. You found this Flaming Greatsword. I mean, we can use it. Use instead of an attack 1 adjacent monster. It's +6, does 2 damage, and if it hits 1 damage on a miss even because of the flame. Now, so that means our wizard has a Ring of Protection and a Flaming Greatsword, which I would kind of like to give to our paladin, I think. I don't know. And Shagambi's Blessing. Okay, use after making a roll. Re-roll that roll if Aersec is in play. Deal 2 damage to Aersec. Then discard this. Aside from the above, the item can't be discarded regardless of other game effects. Flip this card over after use. Okay, so we have this item as well. That one I can't get rid of or trade or anything. Like it says, buy, sell, can't be bought, sold, or discarded. So we can't do that. But we have some good stuff there. it's useful in the end game against when we're fighting the Lich Asherak, I guess is how you pronounce his name. Yeah, it says we're allowed to re-roll too. So this we've got this blessing on us. All right, well that's going to end the hero phase. Now we're going into the exploration phase, where we're going to draw the top dungeon tile here and see what we get. Oh, we finally get to see some traps, and it's a white arrow, meaning we will not have an encounter. That is good. But there are 2 monsters on it, of course, naturally, right? But first we're going to draw 2 traps. Now, we got these big piles of traps right here. I'm going to just kind of move them around, shuffle them up, stack them differently so we get a nice, good stack of them. Oops, this one's not upside down, so I'll put that in the middle there, and we'll grab, let me see, this one. And we don't know what they are, and we'll grab this one. There. And so there's 2 traps on that tile, plus 2 monsters that we're going to have to face. So let's get the monster deck out and see what they are. So the first one's going to be a Strawman. I love that. That is awesome. The Strawman is something that, now this is going to be under our wizard's control. This means that that thing is basically a nuisance for the monsters and good for us. So look, something good came out for us at the monster deck. That is unbelievable. Anyway, I got to find a token for the Strawman. Let me find that. Here is the Strawman token, and it's going to go on the first of the monster slots there, and then the next monster is going to be, I shoveled the heck out of this, but I'm going to be fair. Can't be 2 Strawman there. I mean, it could, but with our luck, it would be. What are we getting at? Oh, well, you know what? You saw me shuffle it. That's another Strawman. So there are 2 Strawmen there. No monsters. Wow, we got a break. Unbelievable. Let me find another Strawman token, and I will get it out. Okay, well, I tried to make it harder for ourselves, but I didn't. There's 2 traps and 2 Strawmen. Now, how does the Strawman work? Let's just take a look at the card. Okay, it says, do not, you know what? I can't place this. Because in the rules, it says if you're going to place the same exact monster down, you discard it. Yeah, I don't think, do not place monsters. Instead, place a Strawman. The Strawman token counts as a hero. Okay, so I can do both of these, I think, for the purposes of monster tactics, because it doesn't count as a monster. It's an event. It says if you draw the exact same monster. So I'd place those both. To say I can place them there, I should read this. I'm basing it off what I know of the computer version of this game. The Strawman token counts as a hero for the purposes of monster and has an AC of 11 and 1 hit point. Instead place. Okay, so we have 2. I'm just going to put those to the side. They really don't matter that they're in Ashara's control. And so there's 2 of those sitting right there, and enemies will want to attack those if that's the closest or best option. It's not really, but you know, we're about to clear some of the monsters off and go. That is basically now the actual end of Ashara's turn, so I have to take another character's turn. Now, Dragonbait no longer has any enemies around him. So, let us take, this should be on disadvantage, not advantage. But there's some good news there, because we have a special ability with Dragonbait. So we're going to go with Dragonbait. Dragonbait has the ability that Divine Health may remove 1 condition at the beginning on your hero turn before it activates. So we're going to do that. We're going to remove disadvantage. So that that comes off of Dragonbait now, and he gets to act. Now, I'd love to get him to a tile edge, but I think it's better off if we kill these critters. So I think what he'll do is he's just going to move up 1 to here and attack the Velociraptor that's on our Druid. Now, he has some really tough abilities, but I think he's just going to use his Holy Strike. That's the easiest one. Attack 1 adjacent monster. If it's undead or demon or devil, we get +1, but it's not. We only need, well, we need 2 to kill it. We don't have the ability to do 2 right now. Huh. Well, you know what? We'll damage it and let the Druid do the rest. So let's attack it and see what we get. We got a 10, which I'm sure will hit. That's a +9, and the Velociraptor's armor class is a 15, so we more than hit. So we're going to take 1 point of damage, put it on the raptor there. That's good. Okay, so that is 1 point closer to killing it. Now, we do have to draw an encounter card because we did not explore it, so that's the end of the hero phase. Monsters would activate, but Dragonbait doesn't have any monsters attached to him, so we are going to draw an encounter. And encounters usually suck. So let's see what we get. Now I have the choice. I may have enough experience. I'll check in a sec, see if we can cancel this if we need to. Zabru mushroom spores. Each hero on your tile gains gains disadvantage. I'll take it. I'll just eat that. That's fine. We're going to eat that encounter. So disadvantage on both Dragonbait, which won't matter, and our Druid, and that's okay. I think we'll live with that. So here is the disadvantage counter for our Druid, and I got to get a token out for him. And since Dragonbait's not going to keep the disadvantage token at the beginning of his next turn, unless he's attacked, I got to remember that. I'll put the disadvantage right here. I'll find another token for him. Just there's so many tokens, and so I feel like I'm digging through tokens a lot, which is okay because that's part of the game. Let's see. Yeah, there's a disadvantage token. All right, so both these guys have disadvantage, and that's fine. Okay, and that is going to mark the end of Dragonbait's turn. That was all that happened. Okay, now I think we'll go next to... We didn't get to kill the other two monsters, so we are going to go have some monsters activate this turn. I think we'll go with our Ranger, Artis. He is right here, and we want to get him to a tile's edge, but I don't want to get him too far. I also don't want to get him to where he can't attack. So he's going to attack first. He can do that. You can attack and move, or move and attack. And so what he's going to do is hit that Yuan-ti Broodguard with... I don't think he's going to use his Twisting Strike yet. He'll use his at-will power bookmark. It says a magical dagger that Artist found that possesses a number of useful abilities. As attack +1 adjacent monster roll and 19 or higher, recharge your hero's utility power. Well, he hasn't used it, but that's okay. It's going to be a +6 and it does 1 damage. It's a dagger. So he's going to stab this Broodguard right here with that. It's +6. The Yuan-ti Broodguard has an AC of 13. An 8 +6 will manage to hit. Okay, so we did hit it. We did 1 point of damage, but that is not going to be enough to kill it, unfortunately. So we're going to have to keep going. Okay, and here is the damage on that Broodguard, and then Artis is going to go. He has a speed of 6, so he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to explore this edge right here, so we can keep exploring. And that is his hero activation turn. Now we're going to draw a dungeon tile and see what we get. Well, we're going to have an encounter, unfortunately, and there's a monster. And man, it's too bad because this would have connected over to where he is, but it didn't. But no traps. That's okay. So we have some traps out, but we're not going to need to encounter them. So we get to see that. There's what happens there. We're going to draw a monster for here, but first we're going to draw an encounter according to the sequence of play. It says villain phase. If you didn't place a tile during your exploration phase, or if you placed a tile with a black triangle, draw an encounter card. So we're going to do that next. Okay, see what he gets. Boosh. Throat leeches. Roll a die on 11 or higher. Your hero takes 2 damage. Just flat out takes 2 damage. Can't avoid it or anything. So just let's roll low. An 18, of course not. We roll good when we need to, right? When it benefits the bad guys. So we're going to do 2 points of damage to Artist. He got leeches in his throat somehow. I guess he was trying to chug some water as he was running over to the tile there, and he got some leeches in his throat. So he took 2 points of damage. That is not good. And then we're going to draw monsters out and see what we get. Alright, let's see. Do not place a monster. Shattered Tree event. Discard after. Well, outstanding. We don't have to place a monster. I love that. I'll take it, guys. I will take it. And that means there's no monster on that space. So we did take some damage from the leeches, but we didn't suffer the attack of a monster. Okay. Now the only one we have left is our guy, our Quasha, and he does. Oh wait, no, we got to activate the monster now. So this monster is the Yuan-ti Broodguard. Sorry, I almost forgot that. It says if the Yuan-ti Broodguard is within 1 tile of a hero, it is not actually because it is on this tile, so it's 2 tiles away. Otherwise, the Yuan-ti Broodguard moves 1 tile to the closest hero. Well, we'll have him continue to chase, and I put him on the monster spot when it just says movement tile. He'll continue to chase Artist right there. Okay. And that's all he did. He doesn't get to attack. So that was a good move. Yeah. Okay, now it's interesting that artists actually controlled the Yanti anyway, so it's kind of chasing him around. All right, now we get to go to Quasha, our druid, and I think he's going to summon his dude. It says, Kapalo. Instead of attacking, you may place the Kapalo, I don't know how to pronounce that, token adjacent to your hero. Find the ally card, which I have, and place it with the rest of the monster cards you control. Kapalo activates first in step 3 of your villain phase. And what does he do? Well, let's take a look at him. Here is him. If Kapalo is within 1 tile of a monster, it moves adjacent to the closest monster and attacks it with a spear. So our druid can summon a little Vegapygmy. Otherwise, Kapalo moves 1 tile towards the hero that it controls. So it's going to follow him, basically. So I think we're going to summon him as our turn. So bam, there he is. He is going to appear right here next to the Velociraptor. And that is going to be our druid's action. That was his attack, so it counted as his attack. And because he had disadvantage, so I didn't want to do that anyway. He'll lose the disadvantage once he rolls the dice. Okay, and then now does it say? It says on the activation step. So we're going to move to then. That was his. He's not moving. Well, he could move. He could move away. And then if it moves adjacent to the closest, so if it's with 1 tile monster, it'll still attack the monster and he can move. So why don't we do this with our druid? He's going to, his speed is 6 as well, so he can go, remember we can move through allies. He can go 1, 2, 3, 4 to right here. I know it's an ambush spot. He'll stand right on it. And we'll explore this tile's edge here. Okay. Oops, got to make sure it stays on disadvantage, not advantage. Okay, so he'll move there, and then we'll get to draw another tile out. Let's see what we get. So we're running through this village. We got a dead end with a treasure. That's good, and 2 traps. So we're going to, and no encounter. That is fantastic. So I'm going to move those aside there. We get this little area here, this nook where the villagers were hiding their treasures with this trap, and let's see this trap over here. Okay, so we have 2 traps. I got to get a treasure chest token out. I'll be right back. Actually, I see one. That's awesome. Okay, and there's that. So that is going to go right there, and we'll continue on. That's going to be the end of his turn, except we're going to have to activate this Velociraptor. Let's see what it does on its turn. So we're going to go then to the villain phase. The villain phase, there is no encounter because we explored a tile and had a white triangle. And then it says in step 3. So basically our little dude is going to activate at the same time as the Velociraptor. It doesn't say in which order I have to do that on, so it just says if Calliope is within 1 of monster, move adjacent to the closest monster and attack it with a spear. It doesn't say at the end of step 3. It says activates first in step 3. So it's going to attack the Velociraptor right here and may be able to kill it. It's got a spear. It does +5 to hit. So it needs a 10 or better on the d20. Let's see if we can do it. A 10 exactly. So he did hit it, doing 1 point of damage and killing the Velociraptor. Actually, does he have disadvantage too? Is he rolling the? No, he's rolling his own dice. I don't think that's the case. I'm gonna look that up, guys. I may be wrong about that. I'm gonna look it up and see. Hold on, just a moment. I couldn't find it. So the way I'm gonna rule that is right now, at least, is that he was rolling his own die against that Velociraptor. So, but because there's a good side and a bad side of that. If I take a disadvantage down missed, then Quasha would have lost his disadvantage token, but he doesn't because he didn't actually make that hit. So he's still got disadvantage on his next roll. So there's an upside and a downside of that whole thing right there. But that is going to mark. Oh, and then we killed the Velociraptor, so we get to add that to our experience pool. We have quite a bit now. Now remember, in this game, you don't level up with experience the way you do in... well, I mean, actually, I don't remember if that's true or not. I got to look it up. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7... Oh, God, this one's worth 4. The Grillion, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We got 11 experiences sitting right here. We could just avoid encounters all day long. So, all right, that's basically everybody's turn, but I don't think we've been playing that long. I could take another set of turns. Why don't I do that? Let's take another set of turns. So leveling up does not, in the campaign mode, does not have anything to do with gaining these experience points. It has to do with how far along in the adventure you are. So there's a point at the adventure where you can level up. But it costs 5 experience points to discard a encounter card, so we have to be very judicious with that. But let's wrap around and take some additional turns. Now, traps are really simple to deal with. All you have to do is roll a 10 or higher. There's really no skill around it, but they could do damage, and we can see how that works for us, because we're definitely going to try and get that treasure. I don't see why we wouldn't. But anyway, let's see who's going to go first. Well, let's start with Dragon Bait, because he can get to the monster and attack it. But again, and he won't be. We will have an encounter that turn, but again, we have enough experience points to get rid of an encounter. So he's got disadvantage, but we know that at the beginning of his turn, he has the ability to get rid of that, so he did. Now, the reason I put it on him anyway, because if he had to do something to react during the turn, he would have had disadvantage. But because it's the beginning of his turn, before he activates, he can do that. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 to there, and attack this guy here. Now, we're probably going to head this direction because we can avoid some traps and that, but let's see if he can kill that guy. It's already got, the Yuan-ti already has 1 hit point of damage on it. Dragon Bait is going to use his Holy Avenger, his sword, to hit it. It's got +9, and the Yuan-ti has an AC of 13. Wow, he rolled a 1. That is a failure, and regardless of what you do, that fails. So he missed the Yuan-ti and did not get to attack it. And then that's the end of his turn. So now we're going to go on to the villain phase. We're going to draw an encounter card. So let's get those out. Draw a new encounter, see what we get. Hopefully something good. Constrictor Weed. Your hero becomes stunned. Well, the good thing, again, the good thing about having that happen to our guy is that Dragon Bait, is he gets to get rid of that condition at the end of the turn. So I'm going to put the stunned marker on him, but it's not going to matter much. Okay, here we go. He's got the stun marker on him, and he missed. But so there's no reason to get rid of that encounter. It's not a big deal. But that was the encounter. So the next thing we're going to do is go. I think we'll go with Artis, who actually has that guy as his enemy. So what we're going to do with Artis first is we're going to move. He's going to go 1, 2, 3 to that tile edge there, and shoot the Brood Guard with his careful shot. This is going to do 1 point of damage, and it has a +10 to hit. So he only needs to roll a 3 or better to hit that Yuan-ti and kill it. Let's see, 18. Yeah, he killed it. So now we get to add the Yuan-ti to our experience pool. That is fantastic. We're saving up a lot of great experience, and the creature is off the board. So he killed it and then moved to that tile's edge. So we're going to get to explore that. That is good. So let's. Now we have no monsters on the board, which is also nice at this point in time, but we're going to explore a new tile, which means we're probably going to get some monsters. Should be getting close to finding the Mushroom Grove. This is not it, however, and it is also going to have an encounter with it and some monsters. So we're going to put that out there. We'll put a couple of traps out. Boom, boom. How's that? Okay, we got some traps down here, and then we're going to draw first an encounter card and then a monster card. So let's see what he gets for an encounter. If it's something terrible, we'll get rid of it. Hidden Tripwire. Choose a trap within 2 tiles of your hero and trigger it as if your hero was on it. Okay, I think we'll accept that. We'll trigger within 2 tiles. We'll just trigger one of these, so that way we can get by it if we need to. Let's see what it is. Arrow Trap 2. Okay, so I think he just automatically takes the damage. I'm going to refresh again. I'll just take a look at it and see. I just want to refresh my memory on it. So Artis takes 2 points of damage. That puts him at 4, which is half as his health. And then this trap is discarded. So we got rid of that trap right there. Okay, he was right here, I believe. All right, that was the end of Artis's turn. So he took that encounter. He could have avoided it, but we're going to wait for something really nasty, like when we're in the heat of a really bad battle, to do that. But then we have to draw a monster card out. So let's do that. We got the monster deck here. Let's see what we get. A Sioux monster. Okay, so what are the tactics? It's an animal. It says if the Sioux monster, it's only got an AC of 12, but it's got 2 hit points. If the Sioux monster is on the same tile as the hero, it attacks the closest hero with a bite, then moves. Okay. If the Sioux monster was in 1 tile, select that tile within 1 tile of the Sioux monster that has the most heroes on it. Well, and it's going to do Psychic Crush. The Sioux monster attacks each hero on the tile. So we got to kill this dude, that's for sure. Otherwise, the Sioux monster moves 1. Well, there is 1 within, so he's going to do Psychic Crush on our. He's going to attempt to do Psychic Crush on our dude. Let me find his miniature, and we'll get him going. There is our nasty little Sioux monster. He's going to appear here. He is going to, and he'll do his attack on Artis. Let's see. So not on the same tile. It is one tile away. So it's going to do a Psychic Crush. Now it's only got a +4 to hit, and Artist has a AC of 15. So he needs an 11 or better. That's not bad. Let's do that. So it's going to be its turn. It's going to attack, and it rolled a 2, so it missed. That is good. It did not Psychically Crush Artist, which would have done 1 point of damage and stunned him, but it failed to do that. So we're okay there. All right, next up, let's see. Who do we want to go next? Okay, well, that was Artist's turn. Dragon Bait's already gone. I think we can go with our wizard. He can come down and help with this fight, I think. Let's do that. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He could have, yeah. Yeah, okay. He'll go there. That'll put him 1 tile away, and he'll attack the Sue monster with something. Hopefully it does 2 points of damage. Yeah, I guess his Chromatic Orb. You know, it doesn't have as good a chance to hit, but the Sue monster's only got an AC of 12. However, it does 2 damage. It says attack 1 monster within 2 tiles of the hero. We'll do that with him. So he throws his at-will power Chromatic Orb on this guy, and he's got a 6, 7, 8, 9. He failed. He missed. So he did not succeed with that attack. That sucks, because we're going to have another encounter. At least that creature does not attack. But, okay, that was the end of his turn, so we're going to go to the villain phase. We're going to draw, there's no exploration because we didn't draw a tile. And we get this. Spell Strike. Well, I think we're going to get rid of this. I don't like those at all. They tend to do really, really bad damage. So I'm going to get rid of 5 experience points worth of something. So, let's see. Here is the Grillion and 1 creature. There's the ones we're going to discard. And we are going to avoid that Spell Strike event. It does not happen. So, done. The encounter is kaput. We still have plenty of experience to avoid something else, but that was okay. That was worth doing. Now, the only one we really have left to go is our Druid. Now, he is going to go get this treasure, I guess. That's what else can he do? So he's going to move 1 to here. He's still got disadvantage, which means that's bad. It could. I think I don't remember if disadvantage is just on attack roll. It says the next time you make an attack roll, so I don't believe this is an attack roll. Yes, it does not count, so this is not an attack. We get to roll, and we rolled a 6, so we did set off this trap. What is it? It is a dart trap. It's going to do 1 point of damage to our guy, but we did get it. So our Druid has taken his first point of damage. He hadn't taken any before. However, he's only got 8 hit points, so he's now at 7, and that is his turn. And so during the activation step, we're going to draw an encounter phase, and then we're going to move his little dude. So the encounter is going to be Jakuli Strike. A snake flies from the darkness. Okay, so it's going to attack the hero with a +7. Oh, this is really nasty, actually. Well, let's get rid of that one too. I don't want that attack to happen. So here is 5 experience. Unfortunately, that's going to be it. We won't be able to get rid of anything until we build up some more experience. But this would have done 2 points of damage to our Druid. So, and it says discard after playing, so we did that, and he avoided that. Now he'll be able to get the treasure on the next turn, and he's got to catch up with his dudes. But we still have our little dude. It says if there's nothing to attack, and there's not. Otherwise, Kapule moves 1 tile toward the hero that controls it. Well, that's our Druid, so he's going to move to right. I'll just put him right here in the center of town. Okay, that is a 2 full turns. So, guys, we're going to end it there. I hope you enjoyed that. We're just trying to find some mushrooms. We should be close to finding it because we got a lot of tiles out. It has to be in the next few tiles. So we got to keep exploring. We got to kill this Sue monster, which has that terrible psychic crush ability. You got to kill that thing fast. Our wizard could have killed it, but failed to do so. Alright, so guys, all the characters have gone. We've done it twice, 2 rounds. I hope you're enjoying this Tomb of Annihilation. That's pretty fun. I like the D&D games. They go pretty quickly, and they're light. They're not overwhelmingly complicated or anything like that. So, but guys, thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. I'll talk to you next time. Please look out for a new January update for the new year. I'm preparing my best of series for the new year as well. I know a lot of people have already done them, but I waited till after the new year, decided to just let everybody do theirs so that I didn't compete or interrupt with theirs, because they had some cool stuff, and actually it made some of their decisions may have influenced mine, because they had some really neat stuff. But thanks, guys. I appreciate you watching. Take care. I will talk to you in the next episode.